Here we go. All right. We had some brief technical difficulties there. Welcome everyone to the CR500 giveaway live stream. I'm here with my girlfriend Nicole, and we got Zava here as well. We're teaching her a new trick, so we're going to show everybody as she's learning. Zava, come here. Come here, sit. Stay. Trying to get her to keep it on her nose. Leave it. Good girl. All right, how's everybody doing? Ready to find out who wins this beast right here? I promise to record me crashing if I win it. I don't know if we ever want to see this thing get laid over. I was so careful not to lay this thing down the one time I rode it. Slipped the rear wheel a few times, but kept it rubber side down. What's up, Matt? How you doing? Good to see you in here. So I think I'll just kind of open it up to kind of chat, go through some questions for the first few minutes here. And then I'll talk a little bit about kind of upcoming content. We have some awesome other giveaway items from a handful of companies. All of the amazing sponsors that made this entire build possible are linked in the description of this live stream and in the description of all the videos. There were 30 companies that made this build possible, and I definitely could not have done it without them. Hi, Cambria. Mason Hughes says, amazing bike. Cameron would be proud. I sure hope so. Man, the amount of times I think about Cam during these builds and all my time in the garage and using Prime MX cleaning wheels pretty much every time I'm out there. Yeah, Cam was an inspiration, and he is certainly missed in this community. Just want to say thank you for teaching me how to rebuild bikes. Glad to help. We knew it was coming. She hasn't squeaked a toy in like a half hour. I was like, she's going to wait just until the live stream starts. Zava, come here. Come here. You got to leave it just for now, okay?
There are far too many of them for her.
I don't know how you can top the level of this build. This thing is insane. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. This was definitely the most challenging build to date. A lot of struggles in the garage to finally make this thing happen, but it was well worth it. Gonna have to go practice on a 450 before I rip this thing. Yeah, this 500s are like nothing you've ever ridden. I mean, you can't even explain like what the power is like compared to a 450 or a Stark or any other fast bike you've ridden. It's just a totally different experience. Cambria said, hi, Nicole, you're doing great. Where are the cocktails? Cheers right here. Wouldn't be a giveaway live stream. Austin Poole said, how does the delivery process or picking it up work? So I've been fortunate enough on the last 6 giveaways that everyone was within a reasonable travel distance. So I've actually had the opportunity to meet every winner by either traveling to them or them traveling to me. There is a threshold of distance that I'm not willing to drive. So if someone in like New York wins this bike, I'm probably just going to have it shipped. But regardless, it's my responsibility to get it to you. So we'll find a way to get the bike to you if you're the winner. Just looped my KTM 350 a few minutes ago. Hope you're good, dude.
Someone asked what your favorite bike build was and why.
What my favorite build I've done is? It's between this and the CR250. This was the most challenging and the oldest bike I've worked on. So arguably the most fulfilling. But that CR250 there was just something special about that one. Unknown Soul, thanks for the super chat. I hope whoever wins takes care of the beast. I know I'm curious to find out whoever wins it, if they're going to ride it, if it's going to be a showpiece, what the future of this bike is. When will we know what kind of bike your next bike build will be? Okay, that is a good opportunity to lead into some of the kind of topics I wanted to go over with future projects and ideas and things like that. So I think the most commonly requested future bike build is a KDX 200 or 220. I think that's the one I see the most comments on. So it seems like that's what the people want to see. That's how this happened, was just endless comments, people saying build a CR500. Here it is. So I'm kind of thinking that a 200 or a 220 is likely. Some other ideas I have, if you guys want to let me know your kind of thoughts on this. I'm trying to read the chat while I do this here, but after the 500, there were a lot of people going, okay, now you got to build a KX 500. So I'm curious what people think about another 500 versus something different. There have also been a lot of requests for 4-strokes, with 2 thoughts for 4-strokes being, one, doing a 2008 CRF 450, because for whatever reason that year of bike was like widely regarded to be very, very good and can compete with today's bikes. So I think it'd be interesting to take a carb 4-stroke like that and build one, you know, up to, I guess, my standard of build. But then I also think about doing a full out build on a modern bike, which modern bikes are so good that with a 4-stroke, I feel like it's mostly updating colors. There's of course like some performance things you can do with suspension and fuel mapping and some engine upgrades, but I think for the most part, it's just making it look really good, which would still be fun. All right, I'm looking through some of the responses here. I think Bryson asked a couple times, are you planning to purchase the Stark Bard? I am, although I may have the opportunity to essentially re-up my deal with them as well.
Someone also asked if you're working on the snow bike yet.
Yes, I was actively working on the Panthera earlier today. The plan right now is to run it with wheels first. I think it's a lot easier to test and troubleshoot on dirt than bringing a motor that is completely brand new that I've never, you know, ran into the backcountry with snow. It just is a lot more potential for things to go wrong and not have a good way to fix them. So the plan, I know it's November, the plan is to get it on dirt, hopefully within the next week. I'm making progress. And then from there, quickly transition to turning it into a snow bike. Dirt Bike Bro said, if you were only have one bike, what would it be and why? Immediate response is KTM 350. That bike will do everything and go anywhere. It's compared to like the 450 I'm on now. If I go ride really technical stuff, I'm not happy on that bike. Whereas the 350, I could pretty much take anywhere, whether it was hard enduro or real fast XC or a moto track. That's just such a versatile bike that with a big tank, you can go 80, 100 miles. I've really been enjoying my KTM 300 though. That's such a solid bike in the mountains too. I just saw Smart Carb said, ever considered doing a snow bike build? So the plan is to turn that 600 into a snow bike. I have a kit already. I'm just plucking away at it. So ideally I'll have that thing up on snow at some point early this winter. You should start the 500 up. Not right now. I'm barefoot right now. I've kicked it in shoes, but certainly not barefoot. It looks like someone said an XR650 is a great idea, legendary Baja bike. Our buddy Tyler, who works with Monty, has an XR, I think it's a 600, it might be a 650. And he had it out riding a couple weeks ago when we were shooting a video, and Monty had noticed that bike got more comments than any other bike he's seen, which I thought was really interesting. Build, there's a handful of requests for a YZ426. Like, I don't know if those bikes have, you know, like a bigger following behind them. I guess they were like one of the earlier 4-strokes, but it's not that appealing to me just because I'm like, you can only make those things so good. It's hard when 4-strokes have come so far. Alrighty, and then a couple of the other projects. I was actually looking back at the last live stream and I realized I had already mentioned this project. I've had a Honda Odyssey off-road go-kart sitting in my shed for damn near a year now, that I still like really want to work on my fabrication skills and engine swap that with the CRF 450. And I think it'd be super fun, but I just haven't got around to prioritizing it and don't know where it falls in the list of builds and how people would feel about seeing something like that. Camden said, what pegs does the 500 have? It has IMS Pro Series pegs. These are the pegs I run on pretty much all my bikes, and they are awesome. Someone said a few times, do a YZ300. I have done a YZ300. That was the first giveaway bike. Shout out Trenton, who won that bike. Owen says, KDX 200 is such an overlooked bike. I feel like those do have a cult following, and everyone you see, everyone's stoked on them. So it makes sense to me how many people have been requesting it, and I am very inclined to do that as the next build. I just got my wisdom teeth out. How do I win the CR500? Well, if you bought any merch or entries, when the window is open, you are entered. If not, you missed your opportunity. Smart Carb says the KDXs are slept on. Everyone wants to see a KDX. Do you think it's an actual good idea to spray paint a frame? You know, early on, before I was trying to do these builds to a higher caliber, I did a lot of spray painting frames. If you prep things right, it lasts pretty well. Is it as good as powder coating? No, probably not. But if you take your time and do it well, it's certainly a good budget option that can last.
Ever gonna build a quad?
The answer to that one is no. I won't be building the quad. What model is the Odyssey? That's a great question. I don't know. Short travel. I think there's a bigger one called the Pilot, but I didn't realize there were different models to the Odyssey. Alrighty. Oh, Smart Carb says FL400. So the motor that's in it is actually a sled motor called a RUP 440. It's already been motor swapped. So that thing's already been wrenched on by someone. Why wouldn't you build a quad? I'm just not a quad guy. And those things take up way too much space.
But not go-karts, apparently.
Yeah. something about an off-road go-kart is a little more appealing to me, I guess. What do I think of Ducati and Triumph's new bikes? I would love to try the Ducati. I got to ride a Triumph 250 in Idaho. Shout out Tanner. Which reminds me, his stepson Tucker and his buddy Jace started this metalwork company, and they came over yesterday and delivered this along with a Fender Boys metal art from my garage. It's absolutely awesome, and it is going with the bike to whoever wins it. They have an Instagram page. I believe it's T&J Metal Art. I will make sure that is linked, and it's also on my Instagram if you guys didn't see that. But 2 8th grade boys who started this metalworking company, and this is really, really cool. And I think they did this in like a day, which is even cooler. So shout out to those boys, and this will be going with whoever wins the bike.
And they had the best Halloween costumes in the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, they were dressed up as the Fender Boys. Alrighty. How about more pit bike builds like a TTR or CRF? What?
That's what I was reading.
It's so hard to decide. It's like you can only do so many at a time. This actually brings me to some more content I'd like to do in 2026. Green Films, thanks, man. Keep making great content, recovering from ACL surgery. I've been through plenty of recoveries. Hang in there, you'll get through it. Have not done a knee, knock on wood, but I know that's a long one. So I'm going to go through this real quick, and then we'll start doing the additional giveaway items. But something I want to do in 2026 is a Back to My Roots series where I buy. This all started with me flipping bikes. I was buying 2-strokes and 4-strokes, whatever I could find for cheap that I thought I could make a buck on by fixing. I'd fix them and sell them. And that was pretty much before I started filming any of this. And I've kind of gotten to this point where I think as like the audience has grown, I think it would be really interesting to go back to it and buy bikes that I would have back then that now I might be, I don't want to say wiser than like buying them now, but something that I would have bought back in the day to flip, go through the process, and they won't be perfection builds by any means, but just like taking bikes like that and bringing them back with a wider variety than just what has become a lot of 2-stroke builds. There's Moto Man Tuck in the comments. I made that CR500 art piece. Shout out. Thanks for being here. Alrighty, guys. So if you have your order numbers from your email confirmation, whether you got entries or merch, that's how we're going to do the giveaway items. So we have a handful of awesome companies on board for additional giveaway items before we get to the 500 here. That'll obviously be the last thing we give away on this stream. All right, Bryson has asked like 10 times if I want to buy a 2015 Husky 450. I don't think so, but thank you. All right, so the first item we're going to give away is a Fathead Racing cylinder head. You can kind of barely see it peeking through here. Shout out to Luke. He's been one of the longest supporters of the channel. This cylinder head has a decompression release, which has been a lifesaver for starting this thing. They obviously look good. They also offer performance benefits. You can swap out the heads, or the domes, I should say, for higher compression, different performance out of your bike. So ideally, this is going to somebody with a two-stroke who can utilize one. So again, kind of honor system here. Maybe only put in your order number if you actually have a bike that's going to utilize one of these heads. But how we're going to do this is you're going to include your order number, and the trivia question is, what other product does Fathead Racing offer besides cylinder heads? Oh, you have the pen. I was like, where'd the pen go? Brody. Shout out to Brody, 6258. He's actually the one who won a smart carb, I think during the CR250 giveaway, building his own CR250. So I think he's been in like all of the live streams. So shout out, Brody. You won yourself a cylinder head. So if that's going on the CR250, that thing's just going to keep getting fresher. Pair that thing with the smart carb, it's going to be looking good. But yes, the answer was gas caps. Luke makes billet gas caps as well, that are pretty trick, look really good. Nice way to bling out your bike. Smart carb says Brody with the quick fingers. Someone's asked a few times, am I going to do a KX60 build? Again, something I consider. A lot of potential builds on the list. Probably not the next one, but I'll put it on the back burners. All right, and then we'll go on to the next one. Shout out Smart Carb. They're in this chat here. They're going to be giving away Smart Carb SC3. So again, David just laid down under the coffee table. Kind of same deal. If you have a bike that's going to benefit from a Smart Carb. And this one I actually didn't do a specific trivia question for. I just want to know, what bike do you ride, and why do you deserve a Smart Carb / why would it benefit you? So order number, and we'll pick a winner here. This isn't going to be like a first one to it. We'll just kind of look through a handful and pick someone for the Smart Carb. Here to see if Tigger and Superman ever got that tire changed. All right, I'm almost tempted to just go with one of the early ones here. TF Bearworks said he's doing a build on a gas EC 250. And we know the Smart Carb's just a cherry on top. So order number 4994. Congratulations. All righty. We've got a set of MSR gear from Rocky Mountain. I have a kit here just as a little showpiece here. They've got all sorts of different options, but I've been stoked on the MSR. This is their air kit. It's super lightweight. If you guys want, I can send whoever wins it some iron-ons as well. That's just the Fender Boys iron-on that I did. But this gear is awesome. I've been stoked on MSR stuff. It's super durable, and it's honestly some of the most affordable gear on the market. So, oh yeah, and I got my little. Yeah, Nicole's got her fresh MSR kit as well.
Feels like you're wearing pajamas.
Got the Weird People Go Fast iron on as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
So for this one, we've got another trivia question. And it is, whose handlebars did I take at Silver King's Hard Enduro when I snapped my own? There we go, right away. 6372, Johannes. The answer was Chuck Sun, motocross legend, 1980 500cc national champ on a CR500. He was just working the course, and I snapped my bars right in front of him, and I kind of guilted him into giving me his handlebars, and I finished the race. Someone said, weird question. How do you check if your bars are bent? That is such a difficult question to answer. You don't know how many sets of handlebars I've looked at and been like, are they? Because if they're bent just that much, it just messes with you. I don't have a good answer for you. You can take them off, put them on the bench, line them up to something square, and see if there's a difference. But like for subtle differences in one direction or another, it's tricky. Smart car, you feel that with your heart. Is that in reference to the bent bars? Yeah, I agree. It's like, are they bent? I don't know. All right. Someone said, can you build an old vintage bike next time? I loved this process. It's certainly appealing. It's funny, my dad restores vintage bikes and has for my whole life, and I'm sure beyond. And I never thought it's something that I would get into. And he certainly doesn't make it seem that appealing because it just is such a process of finding parts. Like working on more modern stuff, it is not hard to source things. Like this is the most difficulty I've had finding parts, and this thing's not that old when you look at the concept of vintage. So it's something I may do eventually, but I don't know if it's something I'll do soon. Someone said, do we have to be here to win the bike? As in the live stream? No, you do not. I have to go look at my rules. I think it's 3 days the winner has to get back to me. Alrighty. Someone said a video with dad about a vintage Husky or a Triumph. That would be cool. I did do a video with my dad, 2 years ago now, where we toured his vintage motorcycle collection. So if you want to see that, that's on my channel.
And with him riding this summer.
Yeah, my dad got on the Stark this summer, and I think didn't really want to admit that it's the most incredible motorcycle he's ever ridden. What bike do you like, KX500 or CR500? I had an 01 KX500 that I rode in the dunes, and I just remember that thing also being insanely fast. I think it's hard to beat a Honda for this, though. I think I like red more than green on a dirt bike.
You should do a build on Nicole's bike. He is.
I think Nicole might need an upgrade at some point. The 100's doing good, but I think like a KLX 140 or something could be a better fit.
I think it's just fine. Not even using its full power yet.
All right. Okay, we've got a complete graphics kit and seat cover from DecalWorks. DecalWorks was awesome with working with me on this bike to get me the graphics I needed, because this obviously isn't something that they just have kits for on their website, but they've been amazing to work with over the years. So we're going to do a full graphics kit along with a custom seat cover to match, get someone kitted out with their bike, courtesy of DecalWorks. And we're going to do another question here. This one is, which of my personal bikes am I running a non-ribbed seat cover on, and what is my reasoning for it? We'll see who knows this one. All right, someone got it, but I'm not getting any reasons. If no one gives me a good reason, Yeah, it doesn't tell me the bike.
Oh,
All right, there we go. Tom T998 5589. Let me write this down before I miss it. He said, so you can slip up and down at hard enduro. So I really prefer a ribbed seat cover for like XC because you want to be locked in when you sit down. Generally, like where you sit is where you want to be. Whereas in hard enduro, there are so many situations where you want to be sliding up and down the seat. And after racing Silver Kings last year with a ribbed seat cover, I was kicking myself for that decision. So this year on the 300, when it was time for a seat cover, I went with a non-ribbed cover from Decal Works, which has been really good. It's still like a gripper material, so I'm not like accidentally sliding, but it allows a little bit more movement than a ribbed cover. Smart Carb said, speaking of XC and hard enduro, in what ways do your riding style preference influence your projects, and how have they changed over the years? That's a really interesting question. You know, the 200 was the first like dedicated project I did that was very involved. So like try to do hard enduro on a bike that wasn't necessarily intended to do so. Whereas the other builds, I wouldn't say my riding style has played into it that much. I've kind of just been excited to ride whatever the bike is in a different setting. You know, like the YZ300 was an off-road build, the CR250 was a moto build, and just get a chance to swing a leg over them. I don't know that my own riding preference and style has impacted the choice of builds that much, to be honest. Are we back? Are we back, everybody? All right. Sorry. I was trying to recover and just nothing was happening, so we fully refreshed it, but I've never had to do that on a live stream, so I didn't know if it was just going to end it or what. A lot of people left. Oh, now everyone's back. Interesting. Okay. All right. We're back. Where were we? So we just gave away a graphics kit and seat cover, got a handful more items, and then we're going to get to this 500 giveaway. All right. The next one is a $100 MX Locker discount code, with the trivia question being, what is one part on this here CR500 that came from MX Locker? Nope. It was not the front brake. David Beal got it with Forks 5856. Nice work. We'll get you your $100 discount code from MX Locker. Great spot for used parts as well as gear. Yeah, Nathan said second set of clamps came from me. Indeed, they did. Thank you, Nathan. I bought a set of triple clamps on MX Locker. I ruined them trying to do funky steering solutions, and Nathan came through with another set. What? I said whoops. On ruining them? Yeah. It happens. All right. Shout out to Chase with Chase Builds Bikes and CBB 3D. Right here, we have a threaded oil funnel kit. Chase has started 3D printing his own line of dirt bike tools. This is super cool. It's got this little tray right here that slides in the bottom. This catches all of the oil that leaks out of your funnel. I know everyone has this problem, and there's finally a solution to it. And it comes with, yeah, with the sizes all printed in, and these thread into most clutch covers, so that you literally just thread in your funnel, pour the oil, wait, let it drain, put it back on the wall. Super sleek. So shout out to Chase. Check out his YouTube channel as well, Chase Builds Bikes, if you want to see some other cool bike builds. We're going to give away 2 of these courtesy of Chase, with a couple more trivia questions here. Shout out Nick, Nick's 2-wheel channel. I believe is Nick's Vapor Honing Services, who's played at all of this. Nick, correct me if I'm wrong there, but I believe that was your channel. And he says, I have them. They are awesome. Where can we get them? I believe it's cbb3d.com. And that is I believe I have them in the description. If I don't, I will by the end of the stream. So for the first funnel kit, we're going to say the question is, what part did Chase 3D print for the CR500 during this build series? Nothing special. 6234 got it. The answer was a throttle cam. I was trying to use the OEM CR500 throttle, and that required a custom cam to use with the ODI lock-ons. Ended up not working, not because of Chase's fault, but because of something I overlooked with the OEM throttle housing. So I changed the throttle altogether. But he did 3D print that for me for this build. So congratulations to the first winner. And the second one, I think you'd have to follow me on Instagram to know the answer to this. But the question is, why did I have to pull the inner clutch cover for one last time on this bike just last week? And while you guys are answering that, Outlaw Ripa says, is it universal to all machines or just dirt bikes? I imagine these threads would fit most things. There we go. Jimmy Dirtbike, who was also helpful throughout this build. 4422 said the water pump was rotted. So yeah, these were all brand new seals, but I had a little bit of a leak out of the weep hole, showing that one of the seals was having some sort of, early failure. So I swapped those out to make sure this thing is dialed. All right, we got 3 merch items and 1 thing from Prime, and then we're doing the 500 giveaway. So in the next 10 minutes or so, we're getting to this thing. Phase Go says, what vlog camera do you use for your videos? So what I film most everything with is a Panasonic G85. I also now have an iPhone 17, which has a really good camera, so that's getting used for more and more. And then action cam stuff is the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 and a GoPro and an Insta360 X5. So kind of a wide array.
Someone asked what's with the numbers I joined link.
The numbers are your order number from whether that was a direct entry or merch for entering to win the 500, and that's how you win the extra giveaway items we're doing, which we're getting close to wrapping up here. So it says, I'm bald, I need a hat. All right, get ready for the giveaway items. Okay, so this is a set of Prime MX cleaning wheels. This is Cam Niemela's company, who passed away from cancer, and his wife Haley and friend Nick are keeping the company going strong. I use these things in my garage constantly. There's a coarse cleaning wheel that'll strip metal and clean things up, and then there's a fine one for finishing, and then the same deal that go on your Dremel. So we've got a kit to give away from Prime. Shout out to them. They've been absolutely awesome. And the question for this one is, what single component did I spend the most time repairing on this CR500? Brody again. Brody, I did this last time. I had to let oh wow, they came in so fast after that. I had to let someone else win it. There's someone right after you who said gas tank as well. So we're going to give it to him. 6235. But nice work, Brody. You're on top of it. Okay. On to a couple merch items, and then we're going to give this freaking 500 away. You guys stoked? Someone said, I'm coming from an 08 CR500. I want to get into trail and hard enduro. Is a 350 better, or should I go to a 300 two-stroke? If you want to ride hard enduro, 300 is better. If you want to ride some mid enduro and still go fast, I'd probably take the 350. But like true hard enduro, you can't beat a 300, in my opinion. All right. Start with the Fender Boys hat. So we've got black or white here as well. So it'll be the choice of the winner for what color you want. And Kale said, have you missed the drawing? No, not yet. Probably get there in the next 10 minutes. We're wrapping up a couple more merch giveaway items. So the question for this one is, what was on Nicole's baking tray during the CR500 promo skit that we filmed? This was on Instagram. It was not cookies.
Not cookies.
There we go. Riley Nelson got it. 5,720. The answer was pistons. She had a baking tray full of pistons. Oh, you can't see the pistons in the stream. They're like just barely out of view. I have like, which way am I trying to put it? I have like 40 pistons on that shelf from all the bikes over the years. Jonathan said, did you ever try the untapped maple syrup gels? I think you sent me an email or a message about those. I have not. I have not yet. But I also haven't done that much racing. I haven't raced since Silver Kings, so it's hard to like stay on track with answering questions too. Front tire recommendations. Shinko 546 or 216 are generally my front tires. Boots for hard enduro. I pretty much wear Tech 10s for everything, but I'm not real impressed with their durability. I'm thinking about switching to Garnets for my next set and see how I like them. Okay, 2 more merch items, and then we're gonna give this bike away. We've got a Till Death Do Us Part hat. Monty designed this logo, Till Death on the front with the slogan on the side there, other side, yeah. So Monty killed it with this. We have these shirts as well, but we'll be doing a hat giveaway. And the question for this is, where did the front brake on this CR500 come from? All right, you got it with the answer. So I'd love a little more detail on what 450, but 5526. Thanks. I had the pen upside down. Nicole's like, flip it over. So someone said CRF 450. It was indeed Monty's CRF 450 that is becoming the Panthera project. Okay, one last item is the Weird People Go Fast t-shirt here. I'm planning to do another merch drop sometime, hopefully early next year with like new items, because I know it's been kind of the same stuff for a long time now. But people seem to really dig the Weird People Go Fast, and it's true, you know? So the question for this one is, who was I filming a video with when I hit 200,000 subscribers? Well, Riley, you already got one. We got to give it to someone else. Someone else had the answer but didn't leave an order number. So Daniel Scott got it. We're gonna give it to him. To those of you who are getting multiple answers right, kudos. And I'm sorry for not giving you multiple things, but I think it's nice to split it up. So the answer was Matt Spears. We were filming a video on the most technical trail I've ever ridden. This time around, I was on the Stark Varg. He was on a 250cc dirt bike from Walmart that we literally assembled in the parking lot. The beginning of that day was utter chaos. I was like, there's no way this is gonna work. And then Matt just laced that trail on a 250 Walmart bike. It was completely insane. If you guys haven't seen it, you should go watch it. The Walmart bike was such a tank. What's up, Trenton? Good to see you, dude. How's the YZ300? Trenton, the winner of the first giveaway, is in here. I hope all is well. Moto Man Tuck is asking for a free hoodie. Sorry, man. We just gave away the last of the free merch for this giveaway. Hi, Zeva. Zeva's like sitting behind the live stream now, just like wanting some love. Maybe we'll try her treat trick again at the end of the stream. Cambria said Tasha's here as well. Hi, Tasha. Tasha won the last giveaway, the RM125. She's been ripping on that thing. Wesley wants my opinion on quads. I don't think you want my opinion on quads. Ask my sister's boyfriend my opinion on quads. Hi, Colton.
The PC version of his opinion was given earlier.
All right, guys. Should we figure out who wins this thing? You guys ready? It's 44 minutes of talking enough. What up, Kincaid? Remember the pocket glizzy at Denver? I do indeed. This kid walked up to me and said hello and just pulls a hot dog out of his pocket and starts munching on it. Kids these days. Chase says these quad questions are bait. Now everyone's giving thumbs down to quads. All right, guys. I think it's time. We can do some more Q&A after the giveaway if you guys want to hang around. I'm happy to spend some more time. But for those of you who want to know who wins this 500, I think we're ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to turn this webcam around real quick, and we're going to have Nicole run the giveaway. Same deal as last time. I used my limited remaining computer science knowledge to write a Python script that processes all these entries. So all of it's been double and triple checked. So if you have your appropriate number of entries in here, and it's a random selection to find out who wins. So, all right. All right, I'm gonna flip the webcam around so we can't see at the moment. But we're just gonna have Nicole run this so that you guys can see it go here. It might be all whited out, but
are you ready?
Here we go. And the CR500 is going to, the order number is 5724. Let me get this resituated here, and we'll figure out who that is. Where's the 500 going? All right, we're going to look it up. I'll see in the chat if anyone seems to be the winner. All right, let's look them up and give them a call. I know, Zeva. It's very... Who won the 500?
5724 is...
Justice, 1 entry on September 1st. Let's see where they're from. This bike's going to Tennessee. All right, let's give them a call. Yeah, this will be the farthest. All right. Hopefully they answer their phone. Last time I tried FaceTime. I'm gonna try it again and see if they answer. If not, we'll do a normal call.
Must be present to win.
All right. Wait, how do you just go new FaceTime? Here we go. I'm so nervous. Oh, I think they have an Android. All right, I gotta call them normal. All right, guys, you think they're gonna answer this time? Sorry, I've been like looking at the number and everything, so I haven't been reading the chat here.
Lots of people saying congrats.
Bro said Justice. My name is Justin. Just about flipped out. Oh, straight to voicemail. That's not promising. What time is it there? 9 o'clock. It didn't even ring through. Yeah, it might be on Do Not Disturb. This is worth disturbing someone for, though, right? I'll try again.
I don't think you can do that unless you're well, they have an Android, so never mind.
Ooh, we got a ring. Come on. Come on. Everyone. Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. I feel like that was a decline. That only rang like 3 times. We're going to try them again. We'll try them like 4 times, yeah. Everyone is always like, draw a new winner. That's not how this works, guys. I'm sorry.
The dog is very upset.
Hello?
Hi, is this Justice?
It is, yeah.
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing all right. Who's this?
This is Kincaid Babbage.
Oh.
Did you enter to win a 1988 Honda CR500?
You're fucking me.
I am not. You are on live stream right now. You were just drawn as the winner. Seriously.
I'm just walking around my house. So I have my wife here in the living room. It's like,
No worries.
I entered in to win, like, one of the best dirt bikes just fucking ever. That's what this is. When did you do this? A month ago. Okay. I'll be on the porch.
I'll be on the porch.
You can come out too, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
By any stretch of the imagination.
Yep. Looks like one entry on September 1st.
Holy crap.
So, do you have a bike currently?
I do. Yeah, it's a. I have two of them. Well, the wife has one. But I have a 2007 Honda CR500R.
Nice. Good deal. What do you think you'll do with this? You gonna rip it? Is it a showpiece? What's the plan with the 500?
Rip it as a showpiece, 110%.
Did you say rip it as a showpiece?
Rip it as a showpiece. Like it comes out, let's say, once every 3 months.
All right.
To meet and greet.
Sweet.
Just to show it off.
Awesome, man. And you're in Tennessee, it looks like, huh?
Yeah. Small town called Paris, Tennessee.
Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, we can. I'll follow up with you after this live stream to go over just some kind of logistics on actually getting this to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, congratulations. I'm stoked for you.
I'm stoked and I appreciate it. I appreciate the Holy crap.
Thanks so much for entering. How'd you find my channel?
Oh, I've been watching you for a couple of years. I couldn't even tell you how I found you. You probably honestly just got thrown up on the algorithm after watching Midwest MX.
Oh, nice. Sweet. Have you entered for any of the other builds before this one?
The blue Yamaha, the rebuild.
Oh, nice.
I entered for that one as well.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, heck yeah, man. I'm stoked to hear your reaction. Super excited for you. Thank you for entering. Yeah, and we'll chat logistics on getting this thing to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Kincaid, thanks.
Yep, you're welcome. All right, you have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for answering. I was like, oh, that was a decline. I was like, if I call him again, he's gonna answer.
I was texting my best friend at the moment. We're going to a convention next year, and so I'm like, I don't know who this is. And then when you call back the second time, I'm like, okay, scammers don't call back a second time.
Right? Yeah, that's usually my logic. I was like, he'll answer.
So yeah, I'm just facing the wife is looking at me like she's just cheese gritting.
Oh, that is so cool. No, I'm really excited for you. This will be awesome.
Words are gone. They're just gone.
That's all good. I'll let you just process and bask in the enjoyment of the fact that you won this thing, and yeah, I'll follow up with you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do. Thanks.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Have a good night.
You too, Kincaid.
Bye. Well, that was freaking cool. This bike's going to Tennessee. Man, hearing that reaction makes me be like, well, I gotta figure out a trip to Tennessee. I don't want to just ship it, but we'll see what we end up doing here. Nicole and I are going to Spain like next week. Yeah.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Going to tour the Stark facility, meet the Stark guys. I'm gonna go ride some hard enduro with them. And then Nicole and I rented an adventure bike to go do 10 days around Spain. And then we're back for 1 week. And then I go to Nepal for 2 weeks with Monty, Shannon, Alex, a few subscribers who are all coming. So the end of the year is very, very busy here, which is, I'm not complaining about it at all. It's going to be awesome. But a lot of logistics to figure out here. So we'll figure out if we're heading to Tennessee at some point. Well, cool, guys. Yeah, I'm happy to hang out and chat for a little bit longer if you guys have more questions and stuff. But the 500 is going to Tennessee, so thank you to everyone who entered, everyone who followed along. This has been such a cool project, and I'm stoked you guys enjoyed it. Cambria said you forgot Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, we're going from Spain to Arizona for Thanksgiving. Seeing lots of fatty front tire on hard enduros. I feel like it's a mixture. And this year at Silver Kings, I ran a Shinko fatty front, and I don't know that I loved it. Like, it's decent in the rocks, but I feel like you sacrifice elsewhere just because it kind of pushes and folds the sidewall a little easier. To be honest, I think the rear gummy setup is important, and the front, I think I'll take a standard like 80 or 90, 100.
Someone named Monty said, "Can you do a group ride?"
I've thought a lot about group rides and how to do them. And it's something I would like to execute on, like probably just through Instagram so that it's not overly chaotic. Just be like, hey, this trailhead tomorrow morning. I would like to do more of that. And it's something I've not been that great at, and I'll try to prioritize next year. Someone said, do you ever come out and ride in Missoula? I actually really haven't ridden Missoula area at all. When's the next video dropping? I have nothing currently scheduled. I'm actively working on the Panthera, which I'm hoping that next episode will be up in the next few days, depending how things go. I have a video planned with my Yamaha 450 that I'm actually planning on selling if anyone wants to buy it. And that will be part of what that video is about, is what I've liked about it, what I haven't, why I'm selling it, and getting it shaped up to sell. So if you're interested in a 24 YZ450 FX, I'm going to have one on the market that's fully built out for XC. I'm also planning to do a video on my 300 because I was making a parts list for that bike after my last Idaho trip, just so that people could click through and like buy the parts they wanted. And I added them up and I realized there's almost $7,000 in aftermarket parts on that bike, which blew my mind because it's all just been like one thing at a time. Which I think would actually be kind of a cool breakdown to show like what goes into ultimately a $20,000 hard enduro bike by the time you're looking at MSRP and all the parts on it. So those are some upcoming potential videos. You should come down to Idaho City and ride the trails out here. I'd love to just keep exploring. I know we're getting late in the year. Can we get a sneak peek of the Panthera? I think I guess I didn't post a full photo on my story. I'll post a photo on my story after this because I can't exactly take this webcam to the garage right now. Monty said, what are you getting? My plan is to get another 350. I knew I loved the 350 platform. The Yamaha was something new, something fun to try. I've really enjoyed it. When I hopped back on a 350, I was still just like, yep, this is home. But I actually think I'm going to get a moto bike instead of an XC.
Smart Carb said, what are you riding in Nepal?
In Nepal, we are riding Crossfire 250s. So they're a Chinese bike that, as have been described to me, are honestly pretty bulletproof. I think they're pretty heavy, but like more XR-like. And they seem to have a lot of fun on those out there. And this ride's going to be a lot of dirt. So I think most people are on the Royal Enfield, like I think they're 400s out there. And I was asking why they don't use those, and I think they did for a while, and they had a lot more issues with them breaking down and having problems, whereas these Crossfires are like maybe a little denser, but a little less things go wrong. Brody says, will I get to pick the color on the Fathead? I'm sure you will from what Luke has in stock. If so, what color? I'm assuming you went red on that Smart Car, but I don't actually know for sure. I think the red on red is a good look, but you can't really go wrong with any decision there. Henry says, I have a Beta 200 two-stroke. I would love to try one of those. What do you think of that thing? Jackson said, Smart Carb says, yep, red. Yeah, Brody, I think it's hard to go. I mean, that with a red Fathead and a red carb, that's hard to beat, in my opinion. Jackson said, what are you doing for the next bike build? Again, working on the Panthera for the foreseeable future. I also need to build out my van at some point. For those of you who don't know, I got a Ford Transit that's still an empty box, and I need to like find a couple months to prioritize that. So there's a million things on the list right now. Nicole's like, yeah, I know. You should try to make it out to Southwest Colorado and ride. Sorry, the comment disappeared. Maybe do a collab with Highland Cycles, do a subscriber ride. I would love to do that. I finally met Morgan at the Denver Supercross last year. We chatted for a few minutes. I keep having this idea to do like a month or two on the road, like doing a subscriber riding tour. Like once I get my van built out and everything. I was telling Nicole this, realistically, I feel like this would be fall of 26 or spring of 27 with like actually being able to get it all planned and execute. But it's something I'd really like to do. Like, and at that point, I'll probably open up a form on my website where it's like, hey, send me where you are, what you have to ride, and like what, you know, accommodations could be. And I'll just like make a route. So that's something I would really, really like to ride with more subscribers and like just go experience more places. Sorry, I missed a lot. Are you going to head down south to ride during the winter? I don't know, because I'm not going to Arizona this Christmas. We're going to be here for Christmas because I'll be just getting back from Nepal. But that doesn't mean I won't take a trip at some point, especially like if I get my van built and I'm itching to go ride. Trying to build up a 99 CR250 to be an enduro. Any tips as to what to upgrade? 18-inch rear wheel, flywheel weight, smart carb. That'd be where I would start.
Does Nicole want a TTR 125 for $500?
I want a TTR 125 for $500. If there's ever a TTR under $1,000, I'd buy it. Yeah, send me an email. He's like, no, I've heard it's in Nicole.
Mackenzie Fink, let me know.
Someone said, what's your favorite dirt bike? Again, kind of touched on that. Hard to go against the KTM 350. Don't have any snowboard videos planned currently. May do 1 or 2 this year. We will see. Can you go riding with me in Quincy? Where is Quincy?
Australia sounds nice.
Ooh, what's up, Kickstart Crisis? When are you gonna? I would love to ride with you guys. I'm gonna see if you guys are getting ready for this Baja. Guys, for a little context here, we met these 2 guys at a little brewery in Denver before the Supercross, and they started this podcast called Kickstart Crisis. 2 guys, I believe in their 40s. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who are going to race the Baja 1000. Starting with no riding experience. And I think the goal was like a 2-year plan. You can correct me on how much I just butchered the specific details there, but overall super, super cool. So check them out if you guys want to follow that journey. What do I think of a KTM 380? I don't really know anything about the KTM 380. I don't think I'm interested in an 81 RM125 at the moment, but thank you. What would be a good single track / light enduro setup for my KLX 230? I don't know enough about those to give you a good recommendation. Sorry. Doing a Suron Ultra B build for enduro and racing. Probably not. Pretty happy with my current deal with Stark, and I think that's a hard bike to beat. I'd love to try one, but probably not something I'm going to prioritize.
Kickstart Crisis, racing the Baja in 2027.
27, nice. Someone said I can only run a 6-minute loop on your track. I assume you're talking about the Stark versus Yamaha video, which is super cool. Whoever this is that you went out and did it. Yeah, that's sweet. Still, nice job. If you did make another 500, would you consider doing the Vegas to Reno? That's something I also don't really know anything about. I suppose I need to look into. Oh, Caleb says the TTR is in Arizona.
Dang, we'll be in Arizona for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we'll be flying, but that's not to say I can't store it at my parents' house until until we come pick it up the next time. What's your email? kincaidp@gmail.com. Alrighty, guys, we'll do a handful more here, and then we'll probably approach and calling it. It's been super fun though. That guy was so stoked.
His His level of surprise was.
He's like, I just need to pace right now.
He's like, I'm going on the porch.
He's telling his wife, and it was like, he's like, I entered for this dirt bike. And she's like, when?
What?
Monty said, what do you think of a 15 YZ250F? I rode a 14, and that was the point where I didn't really like Yamahas because they were really wide. Like they narrowed them up a lot in like the 23 and newer generation. That first gen of the reverse cylinder design were super wide under the legs, and I didn't like them for that reason. Motor-wise, I think they've been strong for a long time. It'd be awesome to have you and the Fender boys. Sorry, it's scrolling away. Where was that? With our group down in Peach Valley / Grand Junction, Colorado. Highland is near Peach. We could tie them in too. Oh, that's Aaron. What's up, Aaron? Yeah, I mean, again, I would love to make more trips happen. It's not like I don't. We do plenty of fun things in traveling, but I'm always open to more. So, yeah, if you guys have places we should come or opportunities to present, I'm ears, you know, if I can make it happen. Shay said that was hands down the best reaction yet. I think Tasha responded fairly similarly. I think Tasha said, you are shitting me. But pretty funny either way.
Someone keeps asking if you'll go to Australia.
I would love to go to Australia. Same deal. Need time, money, and, you know. Someone said I have a Yoshimura on my CRF250R. Small graphic for the header. That I don't know because headers get hot. I was going to say DecalWorks does exhaust graphics, but I don't know about a header because those things I think will burn through most decals. Riley said, how do I pick the color of the hat I won? I will send everyone who won something in this an email. So I have your order numbers. I'll shoot you all an email within like the next 2 days to make sure your mailing address is correct and get info like that. I suppose you could tell me right now what color you want.
I think we might be frozen.
Oh, are we?
No, we're not. Never mind.
Brody, I saw your email. I haven't actually opened your email, so I'm gonna look at it and check out your 250. I'm excited to see it. October of next year, I'm going to school to become a supercross / motocross mechanic. What's the worst part of an engine breakdown? Worst part. I think I feel like my answer to this has probably developed a lot because as you learn your order of operations, like you realize how things change, like using your cylinder stop tool to break the primary nut before taking the cylinder off. There's things like that where if you mess up your order of operations, then you're stuck with a gear jammer or an impact or trying to do weird solutions to get things apart. So I think I don't know that I have a real good answer to that. Transmissions can be kind of tricky just because you have to be super attentive to order of gears and number of teeth. But yeah, I don't know. It's all just kind of one learning. You'll be way ahead of me. I never went to any sort of formal school. So will you respond if I email you? Eventually. I have a folder of inquiries to respond to that has a lot, and I try and get through it every few weeks, which turns into every few months. So I don't respond to emails as often as I wish I did, but I do eventually get to them, just so you all know.
Mackenzie was the one with the TTR, so it'll probably be sooner.
Okay.
No.
Loved the ride / interview video with Cody. Hope to see more of that. Thank you very much. That a lot of time and effort went into that. The concept was inspired by Hot Ones to do that interview format as something different, like take the dirt bike interview and podcast style and make it unique. So that was the motivation behind that. So far, the first 2 episodes have only done okay, but all of the feedback on them have been super positive. So I'm excited to keep that series going and see where it can go to. So thank you for that feedback. Where's the Fender Boys art piece going? TBD. I think I need to backlight that thing with some LEDs and then it'll end up somewhere in the garage. Just gotta find some fresh wall space, but we'll make it happen. All right, guys. I think we're gonna cut it off here. I can answer questions forever. We gotta go do some swing dancing. You should have Chuck's son on an interview ride. I agree. That would be super cool. I should reach out to Chuck and see it. I did reach out to Chuck to see if he wanted to ride this 500, and he never responded to me because I thought that would have been really cool. But All right, guys. Cheers. Thank you so much for another successful build, another successful live stream. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys won something on stream, I'll be following up with you to get you your items. Thanks to the incredible sponsors who are part of this. Smart Carb, thank you for joining for all these streams. I know we're not always the best at responding to each other in a timely manner, but can always count on you to be here. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate you all. And yeah, we'll see you with the next video. Be on the lookout.
Congrats, Justice.
Congrats, Justice.